Okay, these are basic division notes that I want you to have, and I want you to put a sticky note that says division so that you can always find these notes. They're the same as the poster that I have on the wall for the steps of long division. So we're going to start by looking at something like 928 divided by 5. There are a couple basic things you need to know. That first number in a division is called the whole. That's the whole number. It's the biggest number that you're going to have. The second number is called the dividend. It's the thing you're dividing it into. We're making groups. We have 928 and we're making groups of 5. So the second number is called the dividend. So those are a couple things that you need to know. You also need to know that a quotient is always the answer to a division problem. Okay, so you might want to have your colored ink stick out for this. We are going to talk about the steps of long division. You might have heard this before, but the steps go just like this. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. So let me write that for you. We have divide, oops, gotta change pens, multiply, subtract, and then finally bring down. Okay, and in long division, you are just going to repeat this until done. So let me show you how you would take this problem, 928 divided by 5, and put it in a division problem. First off, the whole goes inside of the house. So we have 928, and it's being divided by. That's what it means when you see this bar. This is setting it up standard algorithm, right? And this is a very different looking standard algorithm, but this division bar means divided by. So 928 divided by 5. So even when you see it set up this way, this is still the whole, 928. Whole goes in the house, and the dividend, I'm saying dividend, but this should actually say divisor, D-I-V-I. Sorry, I was wrong. Divisor is outside of the house, basically knocking at the door. That's what I like to say. This 5 is trying to knock at the door of 928, and the 5 is trying to ask itself, how many times can we fit 5 inside of 928? Okay. Another way to think of it is 928 has to be split into 5 groups. How many will be in each group? Now, the quotient, the answer is going to be up on the roof. So we're going to follow this divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, which some people say dad, mom, sister, brother. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. That's how you can remember it. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to divide 9. Look, I'm not trying to do all of 928. I'm just trying to do the 9. Does 5 fit into 9? Yes. What's 9 divided by 5? How many times can I split 9 up, or how many times can I fit 5 into 9? It's only going to fit one time. So that's the divide. 5 will only fit into 9 one time. Okay, so that's the divide right there. I should make this red. Divide. Next step is to multiply. I am multiplying 1 times 5 is 5. Next step is to subtract. Well, when I did divide, I would have had a remainder of 4. I had 4 extra left over. See, when I had 9 divided by 5, I only it only fit in one time with 4 left over. That's why it didn't fit in 2 times. Okay, and then the next step is to bring down. I'm going to bring down the 2. Basically, when I was in the hundreds place, I could only fit 5 into that hundreds place one time with 4 left over. But no worries, because I put that 4 with what was in the tens place, and now I have 42. So this is my bring down that 2. My next question. Now I'm going right back up to the top. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. We did that. Now I repeat back to divide. So I'm no longer looking up here because I've already dealt with that 9, and I'm now dealing with what I have down here. So I'm not trying to deal with what's up here. I'm only dealing with here. I'm dividing. How many times will 5 fit into 42? Well, 5 times 9 is 45. 9 is too big. So I'm going to have to go with 8. It's only going to fit in 8 times. That was my divide. 5 will only fit in 8 times. Step 2, multiply. 8 times 5 is 40. See how I multiplied? Next step, subtract. Subtract the 40 from the 42. 2 minus 0 is 2. 4 minus 4 is 0. Last step, bring down, because I still haven't used this 8. So when I did 42 divided by 5, I had 8, which was 40. I had a remainder of 2. This remainder joins in with this 8 from the ones place because I still haven't used it. Now I'm all the way back down to bring down. Now I'm starting all over again. I'm not looking up here because each one of these have been used. These are the numbers I have not used yet. How many times will 5 fit into 28? Well, 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 6 is 30. That's even too big. I can't go over that. So I'm going to have to say 5 times 5. So on the 8's head, because see, I'm dealing with the 8. So I made sure to write it on the 8's head because I am dealing with the 8 from the ones place, is 5. It fit in 5 times. Okay, that was the divide. Multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. Subtract. 28 minus 25. 8 minus 5 is 3. Okay, and then it says bring down, but look it, I have nobody else to bring down. And then I ask myself, is 5 bigger than 3? Because if this number would have ended up bigger than 5, then I know that my division wasn't done correctly. So that becomes my remainder. I had 3 as a remainder. So my total answer was 185, remainder 3. So I just want to remind you that the quotient is what sits on the roof, up on the house. So when you're showing me a division problem and you're showing me the answer is none of this down here. That's just part of the standard algorithm. The answer is up here on the roof. 5 will fit into 928, 185 times with 3 left over. So this number down here becomes the remainder. This is an important note to have. So please make sure that you have that. Now, I want to show you the last thing, the last step of multiplication is the check. So we have dad, mom, sister, brother, but don't forget your cousin. Ooh, that doesn't work very good. Don't forget your cousin. You have to check. How do we know if we got that correct? Okay, well, to do the check, what you do is you take the two numbers on the outside and multiply them together. So 185 times 5. So this is my quotient times my divisor. 5 times 5 is 25. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 2 is 42. 5 times 1 plus 4 is 9. Okay, wait, 925 is not 928. Oh, yeah, I have to remember to add my remainder. 8, 2, 9. Okay, and then you know you have it correct if this number is the same as the whole that you started with. And if it is, check. So these notes are super important for you to have as you're working through all of the learning that you're doing on division. You need to make sure that you understand how to do this. Please don't forget that it is on a poster here in the classroom, but these are the kind of things that you need to ask yourself. Do I understand what the whole is? Do I understand what the divisor is? Do I know what a quotient is? Do I know the steps of long division? And if I don't, can I use my notes?